everybody. We're changing things up a little bit today. We've got April here.
Yeah, hi everyone.
So April usually hangs out behind the camera while Jonathan and I are having our chats, but April pulled together some meals today. So we're going to do the same thing we did last time with Jonathan. April's going to present the meals, and I'm going to let her know how she can maybe up-level them a little bit just to make sure they're well-rounded, healthy meals.
Yeah, we thought it'd be good to get a different person in because everyone obviously has different meals, and so I've put together kind of a meal from each kind of part of the day. I've got breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then a little sweet treat because I'm a big sweet treat person. So
very important to talk about the sweet treats.
Yeah. So I guess we'll start with breakfast.
Perfect.
One of my breakfast is one that I struggle with.
Yeah.
Because I would say I eat pretty healthy, but breakfast, I'm not a morning person, so I get up and I'm like I really don't want to have to make anything right now.
Yeah.
So I tend to go for something just like fast and simple. So a bagel and cream cheese is one of my go-tos.
Awesome. Yeah. I get that. The fast and simple in the morning. Yeah. If I haven't prepped something, I'm just reaching for whatever's the quickest. So, so that's great. So you've got in your bagel, you're getting some fiber. You're getting some carbs for sure. And your bagel is super important. And then you've got some protein in your cream cheese as well. And then a little bit of healthy fats in your cream cheese too. A little bit of fats in there. So we think of fat, fiber, and protein. So I think we could probably maybe up-level the protein a little bit. Just that way you'll be hungrier less soon. You'll feel more full. You'll feel more satiated. So that could be something you could introduce in there. And then maybe some fruit for some color or something. So maybe having a bowl of berries on the side. Something like that might be a good way to up-level it. Another thing you could do is maybe having your bagel and cream cheese and maybe having a smoothie with it with some protein powder and some fruit, that kind of thing in there could be another option.
That sounds good. I think especially, it's mostly the prep. So if I cut up some fruit the night before, or even frozen berries too, are good. I could just put some of those in a bowl. So
totally. Or maybe if you got your bagel and cream cheese, maybe a little yogurt bowl with some fruit on it. You get a little extra protein and your fiber and antioxidants.
Yeah. Perfect. Yeah. And then another breakfast is scrambled eggs and toast. Again, really simple.
Yeah. So that's awesome. You're getting your protein in your eggs. Now there's about 6 grams of protein in each egg. So you're getting about 12 grams of protein there. And then there'll be some protein in your bread as well. So that's your protein. You're getting some fiber in your bread as well and your carbs. So that'll give you some energy for your day. But you're looking for probably a little bit more protein than that, especially if you're needing to get through till lunch. Right. And it's good to start your day off. With women, often it's about 30 grams of protein is good to aim for in the morning. So maybe you are, again, having a protein shake with that because that's just super easy, ready to go. And then again, I'd look for some color. So maybe, again, a fruit bowl, or maybe you're having a yogurt bowl, again, with some berries on it, something like that for a little more fiber and a little more color.
Okay, perfect. Yeah, sounds good. That's definitely doable.
Yeah, and a fermented food, you could add either of those. Maybe you're having a little bit of kombucha with it, or maybe you're having a kimchi or sauerkraut, or of course your yogurt will have some fermentation to it.
I feel that'd be good, some kimchi on top of the scrambled eggs.
That would probably be really good. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Cool. And then lunch, usually I go for a salad. That's what I packed today for my lunch, is just basic salad, so a mixed green of some sort. Vegetables some pepper, cucumber, onion, and then usually some kind of seed, so a pumpkin seed or a sunflower seed, and then whatever dressing I have.
Awesome. Yeah. So you've got your fiber well covered there. You've got your color well covered there. So I think just depending on kind of how much seeds you're adding. So if you're adding lots of seeds, that's probably could get to be enough protein. But you may want to add in kind of some chicken or some chickpeas or something like that to just up the protein a little bit to keep you satiated and keep you energized for, work for the second half of the day as well. So that may be something to add in there. And then of course you've got your dressing. So probably some good healthy fats in the dressing. Maybe you've got a bit of fermented food added, like your kimchi or your sauerkraut in your salad. So you've got your fat, fiber, and your protein covered. So that's a great one. As long as that keeps you feeling full. I know some people's salads doesn't keep them super full.
Yeah, sometimes it doesn't, but I can see how if I up the protein, that would definitely help.
Exactly. Yeah, and even more seeds, hemp hearts are awesome. Pumpkin seeds, all that good stuff.
Okay. Yeah, perfect. And then dinner, I've got 2 dinners. A go-to is just salmon, kind of a one-sheet salmon, roasted vegetables, and then I might make some rice on the side, like usually just like a white rice or a basmati or something like that.
I would almost say like good to go there.
Oh, really?
You could up level it with like a bit of fermented food. That's just like the theme, but you've got like healthy fats and protein in your salmon. You've got your fiber in your rice there, and of course your veggies, and you've got color in your veggies, color in your salmon. I think that's an awesome meal. Yeah.
Amazing.
You got a good start.
Yeah, thank you.
You're welcome.
That's good to hear.
Yeah.
And then another one I do is like a chicken stir fry. So like chicken, obviously, some like rice noodles, and then again like veggies and some kind of like soy sauce probably.
Yeah. Same thing, honestly. You've got nice balance there. That's great.
On dinner.
You're good on dinner. Yeah. I find that can be the easier one for people to do. Yeah. Because more traditionally, I feel like breakfast foods traditionally, we think of more of those carby foods. So it's harder to kind of like
breakfast too, like you're not necessarily thinking like vegetables or that kind of thing.
Yes, so exactly, which we can totally like break that tradition and include veggies, but I know that's something I still have a hard time wrapping my mind around.
To think about, but it like also wouldn't be that hard to like chop up some veggies, throw them in your scrambled eggs, like it wouldn't be that hard, but
I'll do like
think about it.
Yes, salsa is a nice thing I find to have. I feel like we forget salsa like is veggies, right? So I'll do an egg wrap and then just do like a little bit of cheese on my wrap, throw my eggs on, throw them some salsa, maybe some avocado, and then, but the salsa is like ready-made veggies, good to go. So that's a good way to do it.
I like that one. And then of course after dinner, I'm a big sweet treat person. Have to have it, like can't go to bed, like it just like completes my day. I feel like after I eat, I'm like, okay, what do I need for my sweet treat?
Yes.
Usually if I have ice cream, I'll go for ice cream. Usually I try not to do too much dairy, so usually it's like from here, like the coconut one, like non-dairy kind of ice cream, or chocolate. I'm getting there on dark chocolate. I don't love it, but like I'll try. But usually some kind of like chocolate bar or something like that. Yeah.
So I say if you're having that fairly close to dinner, like kind of just after dinner, what I'm thinking through is you want to just be mindful of your blood sugar regulation. Right. So if it's right after dinner, you've got your protein and your fat and your fiber in your system, in your belly. So that's going to kind of slow that blood sugar surge. Right. So if you're having it soon after dinner, enjoy, like totally. Sometimes it's nice to have it before dinner. So, but if it's around that meal that you've got included fat, fiber, and protein in there, you're probably doing just fine. Okay. If it's pushing later into the evening, kind of like a whole separate like snack, I would just be mindful.
Sometimes it is.
Yeah, totally. Me too. Being mindful that includes fat, fiber, and protein. So with your ice cream, you're going to have your fat in there for your ice cream, but the fiber and the protein can kind of slow that. Mm-hmm. So maybe having some like fruit and nuts on top of your ice cream. And then, like fruit and nuts are kind of like a nice thing to add. So just kind of what you're pairing it with. Okay. So enjoy your treats, but just like, for example, if it's just like a chocolate bar, it's the afternoon, you want a chocolate bar, again, being mindful you've got fat, fiber, and protein involved, because otherwise you're going to have that treat, your blood sugar is going to crash. Right. And we're more like insulin kind of sensitive in the evening too. So just being mindful of that.
It's not too many. Definitely, like Jonathan said with his, like very doable, not very hard to make those changes that can just like improve your nutrition just a little bit. And
exactly. And I think it's really easy, like looking online, Instagram, TikTok, whatever channel kind of you're on, to overcomplicate it. But for the average person, this is really all we kind of need to think through. You can totally get into like counting macros, but that doesn't necessarily have to be for everybody, or counting calories. I think those are good tools to do for a period of time, so you know where you're at least. But for the average person, it's just these little tweaks that you need to make, unless you've got like practitioner suggestions or like specific diet you need to be on for an illness or something like that. It doesn't have to be really that complicated. Yeah.
Amazing.
Yeah, cool.
All right, well, thank you so much everybody for watching another wellness wisdom video. We'll be back with some more. Jonathan will be back. If you, again, like we said in the last one, if you have any questions about your meals that you make, of how you can improve them, definitely leave them in the comments, and we will either reply to you in the comments or we can do a whole other video.
Cover it on a video.
Rebecca can make some recommendations for your meals. So thanks so much for watching.
Thanks for watching. Have a great day.